Lately, I have become increasingly disenchanted with Facebook because Facebook does not allow me to express myself the way I want to express myself. When people happen to report whatever content I published because they are disenchanted with it, Facebook blocks me from liking, posting, or commenting on Facebook. Facebook used to block me for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days. And then I graduated, if you can call it graduated, to a 30-day block. And if someone so much does not like anything I post, whether it's mild or funny or just inappropriate to them, no matter how wholesome or adult in nature or violent in nature, according to their mindset, Facebook will still block me for 30 days. Once Facebook blocked me for 30 days for 8 months consecutively. As soon as I got back on Facebook, got a breath of fresh air, said hello to a few people, next thing I know, I was blocked and incurred another 30-day block. Yes, I do happen to use a lot of epithets. I've learned not to use them so much just because I want to communicate. With others on Facebook. Sometimes the expletives that I use might be rude to some, funny to some, but still when I get reported for as much as farting, there goes another block. Facebook blocks not only pertain to the Facebook app or the Facebook experience online on a regular PC or laptop or network, but also across Facebook platforms. For example, I discovered that when I incurred a 30-day block on Facebook, I was also matched with a 30-day block from using Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger is usually a tool I use to communicate people when I'm blocked on Facebook. But if I can't use both, then I can't communicate with them. I am not aware that Facebook has extended that Facebook-wide block to WhatsApp. But I do not want to stay around and find out either. WhatsApp is primarily used by people who are not English speakers. As of late, many English speakers have started to use WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is primarily used in the Middle East and in India and in parts of Northern Africa. And it was a place where I was able to talk with new friends. Fortunately, I still can, but I just do not want to wait for Facebook to block me there too. When I purchased the Facebook portal as a gift from my mother created a Facebook account, and just a few hours after that, my mother's Facebook account was terminated by Facebook. I suspect it had to do with ageism. And I was completely disenchanted with the way I purchased the Facebook portal in order for my mother to use it, and then she couldn't. So I returned the Facebook portal. I think at that time it was $400. I got the better one, more expensive model. Got the money back, and was very sad and not to be able to have my mother use her Facebook portal. I know I enjoy the Facebook Messenger chats or long conversations with my friends in the Middle East, my friends in India, face to face at that, with great communication. I was really hoping that my mom might be able to enjoy that same type of communication with people from Latin America, in particularly Mexico and parts of Central America and Brazil. But that was not to be. So now I have come to the point in my life where I no longer really want to use Facebook unless I learn how to use it properly. And by properly, I mean that the content I have needs to be monetized in order to draw traffic to my world, in order to make money for me and not Facebook. I'm disenchanted by the way Facebook keeps me in an apartheid state by allowing me only to have 5,000 friends. What's the point of having 5,000 friends when only maybe 13 talk on a habitual basis? I'm sure we all have lives to lead, of course. We all can't talk to each other all the time. And many of my friends live in different time zones. So when I'm up at 1 o'clock in the morning, that's when I'm talking to my friends in Iraq. I can't do that all the time. So I understand that sometimes our Facebook friends can't be there all the time. I know I can't. So I've shuttled my friends from various parts of the world, even in America, where I can't talk to them because of the time zone difference, which conflict our work, study, family patterns to something a little bit more, to some other apps a bit more appropriate for our continued communication. So going from 5,000 friends to like about maybe 300 or 400 was a shock to me, but it was something I felt I needed to do. And I'm not sure if I want to continue with that type of interaction. It doesn't seem genuine. It seems very voyeuristic. And oddly enough, many of the friends who I grew up with during my formative years not only from the neighborhood but from school. We're never really friends. So I really do not want to keep them in my company. However, I do see the benefit of keeping these people around for the sake of merchantability, in order to view them as customers rather than friends. Whenever I am blocked by Facebook for 30 days, I cannot perform any functions whatsoever except for the deletion of some content and for the accepting of friends. Otherwise, I can't do anything. I cannot even make internal adjustments to my Facebook account. There is one really, really good thing that I truly enjoy about Facebook that I never thought I would ever enjoy, and that is Facebook is where I receive my news. I never thought I'd get news on Facebook. The news on Facebook that I get does not come from the mainstream media. The Facebook or the news on Facebook that I get, and the news on Facebook that I get, does not come from local media either. My news on Facebook comes to me directly from my friends who have turned into reporters for their experiences in life at the scene of wherever they are. For example, I would never have known that the United States, in tandem with the United Kingdom and Israel, were planning to, were in a war of conquest, a war of colonization of the country called Palestine and the surrounding areas in Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, in order to colonize all of those areas, in order to recreate Judah or Judea for the sake of establishing Israel and for the sake of establishing Jerusalem as an imperial city above all other cities. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever suspect that the New World Order was just a front for the Zionist initiative to create a one world government. How I discovered this was by discovering, as I spoke to my friend in Iraq, that a group called Daesh, D-A-E or D-A-E-S-H, Daesh, was bombing them. As I sat with my friend on Facebook Messenger, chatting with him, friend from Iraq, chatting with him, there was a bomb going off behind him. I said, "What?" And he explained to me that Daesh was attacking his city. Then he went on to explain why, as the best as he knew. What he didn't know is that my country was behind the muscle of all of that bombing. And then I discovered that Daesh was part of what was the Middle Eastern way of calling this particular Muslim terrorist group ISIS. And ISIS is a terrorist organization under the direction of the United Kingdom, in tandem with Israel, with American muscle, and the cooperation of all English-speaking countries. Never would I have discovered that if I hadn't gotten my news firsthand from my friend on Facebook. It's the most bizarre thing I have ever encountered. I asked questions myself, just to investigate and to verify these most bizarre events. And it came back to discovering that they were true. Not only did I discover worldwide news or global news in that fashion through friends, but I also discovered extra-national news that was closer to home, for example, in Canada and Mexico. And I discovered American news, or United States of America news, and local news, all from the reporting of my Facebook friends who were on the scene. And it was easy to see how much the mainstream media were lying about various reports when my Facebook friends were there at the scene of many events, reporting in a nonchalant fashion or concerned fashion. So for the sheer honesty of my friends, that's the real reason why I want to stay on Facebook, for the news. Otherwise, I am completely disenchanted with Facebook for the treatment I've received from disgruntled people who just do not want anyone else to have an opinion different from their own, which is quite sad. Still, although I have 47 Facebook accounts, I do want to unload many of them or close them out, terminate the accounts myself. Just because I am so bogged down and I want to use Facebook for my benefit rather than to use Facebook for Facebook's benefit. Maybe one day. I'll close those accounts. But for now, I'm still addicted to Facebook news. Not that it's news from Facebook, but it's the news from my friends on Facebook. Well, there is one good thing I could say about all of the friends I have from my formative years, even though we are disconnected in one way or another, and that is that they love to gossip, or not gossip, but they love to share their lives and report the news in their locality. I appreciate that. I guess for that alone, I could still call them friends. If I could only just learn how to not use profanity or expletives.